Welcome to Where's Wendy? What happens when your trip becomes something else entirely? This is a version of this trip about what I couldn't do. Yesterday, we rented a scooter.
Yeah.
And I drove the scooter down the street and I turned around and came back and put Cindy on it. That was my mistake, trying to make a turn with weight on it. And it went down and then I tried to pick it up and I grabbed the throttle so it dragged me a little bit. And I broke my ankle.
Yeah.
So I went. Being on crutches in Thailand is hard. Thailand is many wonderful things. Handicap accessible is not always one of them. The streets of Pai are charming and characterful and completely, comprehensively indifferent to anyone trying to navigate them on two rubber-tipped aluminum poles. Uneven pavement, steps everywhere, curbs that appear without warning, ground that has no particular interest in being level. And crutches, I want to say this for anyone who has never used them for an extended period of time, are exhausting in a way that is generally difficult to explain until you've done it.
Cindy. Okay.
Cindy's got to get in here.
Hello.
Hey!
All right, I'll let you do your thing.
We had to change rooms. And unfortunately, it's on the second floor. And
Yeah, we have many stairs.
yeah, and unfortunately, I'm on crutches and I had to crawl up the stairs.
That's very pitiful.
We have film of her crawling up the stairs.
Yeah, and I'll provide that just for your entertainment pleasure. So these is our survival beers.
It's quite the feat.
Oh, cheers.
Yay!
She survived. We're
Watched.
fine. Yeah.
They laughed. They laughed, got butt shots.
And filmed butt shots.
That's right. Yeah.
That's great.
All right, thank you.
I'm here for your entertainment. Every single movement requires effort. Every doorway is a calculation. Every step is a negotiation. Your arms ache, your good leg aches, the simplest things, getting to the bathroom, managing basic personal hygiene. Getting dressed in the morning becomes projects. Things that take 30 seconds on two working legs take 5 minutes and considerably dignity loss on crutches. I'm a woman who runs a horse farm. I am not accustomed to depending on other people for the ordinary mechanics of my day. That adjustment, that loss of easy independence, was in some ways harder than the ankle itself. I try to stay positive. I generally tried, but I will not pretend that I wasn't still processing. I was. Every time Cindy and Chris went somewhere I couldn't go, I felt it. I felt it, and I smiled, and I told them to enjoy themselves, and I meant it. And I also
Got
felt
this lady. We got our beautiful big suite here. Give us an extra little bed. We've got our big bathroom. We got our Jack and Jill sink. And we got a little toilet over here, as well as our soaking tub. And then our very large shower.
Cindy went to the elephant rescue. I was generally glad Cindy felt comfortable enough to go on her own. She is braver than she gives herself credit for. I didn't want my accident to shrink her trip. I didn't want anyone's trip to shrink because of me. But watching her go, watching the door close behind her, on her way to something beautiful that I was sitting out, I then adjusted my crutches and decided that sitting with hard feelings is also a kind of travel. You go somewhere in yourself that you wouldn't have gone otherwise. Chris and Cindy also went to a hot springs. I could not manage that distance on crutches. FOMO, for the record, does not get easier with age. It just gets more philosophical.
All right, wave to it. Wave to it.
Good morning.
Home point updated.
Thank you. All right. I've got 2 hats on my crutches. And, do the best I can under the circumstances. And at least I got out of the room. I was going damn stir crazy in there.
I think she.
Lies in. The kind that makes everything look a little more beautiful than it probably is and exactly as beautiful as it feels. I had to navigate steps to get there. I want you to understand that stairs at this point in my recovery were not casual. Every step was a decision. But I made it, I sat down, and I ordered a drink. And for a while I was just a traveler in Pai, watching the sun go down, with her son beside her and a cold drink in her hand. And that specific peace that comes from doing something small that costs you something to do. It was lovely. It was completely, generally lovely, and I needed it more than I realized until I was sitting in the middle of it. But here's what I want to tell you about Thailand, about the people. Every time I approached a curb, every single time someone appeared, not occasionally, not when I was really struggling, every time. Hands reaching out to steady me. People stepping forward from whatever they were doing to help me up a step, across an uneven patch of ground, through a doorway, without being asked, without making a production of it, just quietly, naturally, as if helping was simply the obvious response to a person who needed it. It happened so many times that it stopped surprising me and started filling me with something else. Something harder to name. Gratitude, yes, but also kind of humbling. The world contains so much casual goodness that we never see until we need it. I needed it in Pai, in the hands of strangers who owed me nothing.
If this episode found you at a moment when you needed it, I am really glad it did. That is exactly why this channel exists. This is Where's Wendy, and if you are new here, I want you to know that this is a place for the real stories. Not just the beautiful sunsets and the perfect meals, the hard days too. The days when the trip becomes something completely different than what you planned and turns out to be exactly what you needed. If that resonates with you, hit subscribe. Leave me a comment below. Tell me about your hard chapter, the trip that changed direction on you, the moment someone showed up when you needed them. I read every single comment, and I genuinely want to hear your story. Because here is what I know after 60 plus years of living and more countries than I can count on both hands. The hard chapters are never the end of the story.
Chris, during those 3 days, was everything. He tried his best to include me in whatever he could. When the distance was too much, when the terrain was too unpredictable, when my arms had simply given out for the day, he didn't make me feel like a burden. He adapted, he stayed, he came back, and he brought food. Satay and mango sticky rice, my favorites. He learned what my favorites were, and he brought them home to me. That is such a small thing to write down and such a large thing to experience. Your child figuring out what will make you feel better and quietly doing it. Without announcement, without wanting credit for it. I sat on that hotel bed in Pai, eating mango sticky rice that my son had bought me. Ankle elevated, trip rearranged, plans scattered, and thought, this is also the trip. This right here, this is also what it
buddy.
is.
That's right. We're having a good day.
Yeah, we are.
We've been to 3 bars so far.
Yeah, we're having a good old time.
Yeah, we have to celebrate
like
us making it and not having
Almost
our
5
stuff broken.
o'clock. Yeah.
I love it.
This is how she got where she is.
Hey, that's my MO.
Yeah. Oh, it could have happened. Could have happened. Should have happened. Would have happened. Oh, man.
I mean, do you see that?
I'd gone to Pai wearing a tie-dye t-shirt because something told me to. I'd arrived feeling like I was home in some previous version of myself, a younger and unhurried and open to whatever. I left Pai on crutches with a fractured ankle, a revised itinerary, and a son who had flown across the world to bring me mango sticky rice. It was not the Pai I planned. It was better in ways that matter and hard in ways that are true. And I would not, if I'm completely honest, trade a single day of it.